Hey Capricorn. So I'm just gonna cut to the chase. I don't know what's going on with your energy. I have actually started to pull your cards out to do a Celtic 3 times. And I don't know, it feels like chaos. So I scrapped it, and you know what? Then I just decided to get a whole nother deck. Maybe that's the problem. But somehow I think it's more than that. So if you've never been here before, I do channeled messages at the beginning of my readings. I'll put in a timestamp. I'm definitely going to need a timestamp today because there's a whole lot that's been going on in the channeled part of your messages as well. So one thing I will say, I'll get to it in a few minutes. This is very unusual. A lot of things are very unusual about whatever's going on with you right now, and just from my perspective. I did get a spirit coming in. I don't know anything more than that, honestly. Usually I get gender, usually I get more details, but usually they don't intrude upon my meditations for a reading, okay? Usually for a spirit to come in, that usually means that I'm channeling for communication with one specifically, or for a specific person. I do feel like it could be for a specific person. I don't know who. All right, so we'll get to that in a minute. But I'm just going to start from the beginning. Because I don't know if this is relevant at all to anyone. The first song, when I first started to try to tap in to receive, I could not get the song Chick Magnet by MXPX out of my head. Like, that's all I could think, that's all I could hear. All right. I did make you a playlist as well, which is in my playlist, and I'll link it in the comments of this video. So that was a little bit maddening. I don't know if that is relevant at all. It could just be my brain or something. I usually don't make those assumptions. I usually assume it has some kind of relevance. So, I mean, this could be someone you're connected to, or it could be you. I have no idea. Maybe you. Once again, flip anything I say. Could be about you. It could be about someone you're connected to, what they're thinking about you, whatever. Feel free to bend and twist it how it makes sense. One thing I did notice is that all the songs I got were male vocalist, so I found that a little bit unusual. I don't know. It does not matter. So I don't know if this is a man's perspective or a woman's perspective. So as usual, you're going to have to bend and shape it however it applies to you, okay? That being said, maybe you're a chick magnet. Maybe someone thinks you're a chick magnet. Maybe you are thinking this about somebody else. It did seem, like I said, like this like maddening energy. So I don't know. I got the sense, to be honest, that this was either someone thinking this maybe about themselves, or someone else thinking it, if it applies at all. Not everything I say right now is going to apply. I do not see how it's possible, okay? Maybe, but I don't think it's possible that everything I picked up is going to apply, because the energy feels very crowded. I felt very crowded, very overwhelmed. Like there's a lot of people or a lot of spirits maybe trying to get through to you. I will get to that in a minute as well. Okay, let's run through the songs really quick so I can reference them while I'm talking if I need to. So finally, I did get actual songs coming in, and the first one I got was Billy Joel my life. Okay. And the specific part of the song that I got was where he says, I mean, it's part of the chorus. He says, I don't care what you say anymore. This is my life. Go ahead with your own life. Leave me alone. Okay. And that's all I'll really say about that right now. Next song I got was Layla, written by Eric Clapton, and is it Jim Gordon? I don't remember the other guy's name, but he was the drummer for Derek and the Dominoes, who it was originally performed by, okay? And that's like the version that I hear. So that's what I'm sticking with, which is another theme in your reading. In the song, the part that I got was God, what was it? I really don't know, to be honest. Now that I'm trying to think back, I don't remember what lyrics I got. I think this whole song is sort of relevant, so I'm just gonna stick with that. But the part that ended up sticking out to me, and I think this might have been the part I got, is where he says, I tried to give you consolation when your old man had let you down. Like a fool, I fell in love with you. You turned my whole world upside down. Right? So I was getting this vibe, like I said, that it's crowded, right? There's too many people. And right there, he says, there was somebody else, right? This is sort of like a rebound situation, or not even meant to be a situation at all, that turned into one. And then I was thinking about how Derek and the Dominoes, even though the drummer helped write the song, Eric Clapton wrote the song, right? And then it was performed by someone else. Okay? And then there's another song I got, and I guess I'll just jump to that. Is that my next song? Oh yeah, that's my next song. So then the next song I got anyway was actually radio divination. I do this sometimes when I'm getting ready to do a reading, and I'm getting a lot of music. Because I was getting a lot of music. I was getting this feeling, okay, back it up. I was getting this feeling of like someone, like kind of with that MXPX song playing over and over, and I couldn't get it out of my head. I was also getting the feeling of someone like being like, how do I explain this? Being like tuned into, oh, my hair is falling, cool. My hair is falling. Like someone being tuned into a radio, right? Like, I really want to fix this, I'm sorry. Let me see if I can get it to stay. It's probably gonna fall again. I don't know, like someone listening to the radio on like a scan feature or whatever that is, like a search, and it's just playing blips. Like that's what it felt like. Okay, so anyway, that motivated me to do this. Like I said, I do this once in a while, and I'll be like, okay, and I'll set an intention if I know I'm going to be in the car soon. And I'll be like, okay, well, the first whole song that I hear, you know, give it to me. Give me a message for Capricorn. So I did that. And the first whole song that I heard was Ring of Fire by Social Distortion. Yeah, my hair's falling again. All right, well, let's take it out. So I found that interesting for a few reasons. But one, because of the way it kind of related to Layla. That's what it was. Where he says, you got me on my knees, Layla. All right, so it kind of echoed Layla to me. This kind of like desperation, right? Like falling into a ring of fire. You can translate this song however you want. There's people that say certain things like what the song is about, okay? But the very first word is love is a burning flame. and it makes the fiery rain. Bound by one desire, I fell into a ring of fire. Okay, later he says, where is it? The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I before you like a child. Oh, let the fire burn wild. Okay. And then the other part that sticks out is where the chorus, where he says, I fell into a burning ring of fire. I fell down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 that ring of fire. Okay. So I know it's like a jump probably for a lot of people, but to me it gives me kind of the same vibe of Layla, where he's like, you know, like a fool I fell in love with you. He wasn't really like prepared for it, right? And this feels the same. Like he's like, I fell in to a burning ring of fire and I fell down, 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 and the flames went higher, right? And it's burning. He's on fire, right? So I thought that was a similar vibe. And once again, this could be completely irrelevant, or this could be you or someone you're connected to who's like echoing this energy. I do feel a very fiery, sort of passionate, revved up energy off of you. I really do. And it was coming out in the readings that I started to do and scrapped. So, a side note to the Ring of Fire is that it reminded me in my regular time, my regular life, I had been listening to, sort of by choice because it was Halloween, like leading, you know, Halloween time. I had just been listening to a lot of AFI, which is a band, A Fire Inside. Okay. And so when I heard Ring of Fire, I was like, interesting. I don't know, for some reason I made the connection to AFI, and the one song I'd heard over and over again is called Total Immortal. And the part of this song that I think is not funny, but that resonated with me, where he says, yeah, he says, as I walk through, it fills my lungs, my God, I'm drowning. He's talking about water. Okay, so he says, I'm drowning, and like, I don't know, that was sticking out because it's like, I kind of came back into my head when I was trying to sort through your energy and all the different sort of senses I was getting. I can't even talk. That's like how I felt. Like, oh my God, I'm drowning. But I do think that it's interesting because water and drowning, water's in the tarot, right? Water's emotions. And then we have the Ring of Fire where he's falling down and the flames are going higher. Fire is passion. The wand's suit is fire and it's passion. The cups are water. Did I say water? Whatever. Wands are fire. Cups are water. I almost feel like I can't even hear myself talking. There's a lot of weird stuff going on for you. Okay. So those are the songs I got and just all the weird little like things I was picking up. And then the weirdest thing happened. And I'm trying to find my page because I have all this stuff. I did have all this stuff on my phone. There it is. Okay, I screenshot it, but I'll just use this page. Okay. So, really weird thing happened. So going back to the chick magnet thing, okay? I went through all the lyrics of the songs. I normally don't do that, but like I said, I was trying to sort it out. I was trying to pin down like an overall message, like some commonality, right? I don't think there is any. I think it's just chaos, and I think it's different for a bunch of different people. So that being said, I don't know what I'm going to pick up on in the reading. It may or may not resonate with you, and I'm sorry if it doesn't. So I'm trying to give you all of this now in case it's helpful. So, okay. So I was reading the MXPX song, and I did think it was interesting because when you look at the song at face value, it seems like kind of like a player, you know, like a jiggle. It's got like a gigolo vibe to it. But when you read the lyrics, or if you pay attention, they say repeatedly, he's going to settle down when he meets, or if he meets that special girl soon. Okay. And then I was like, oh, okay. A common thread perhaps, because in Layla, he's also unwittingly falling for Layla, right? He's not really looking to do that. He's trying to be nice, whatever, help her, console her, right? And I mean, and then he's like begging on his knees, right? A little bit later. And then we have the Ring of Fire, obviously. Oh yeah, that's another thing I was going to say. Ring of Fire, right? I heard the social distortion version. Most of you, or a lot of you, may know. If not, I'll tell you now. It's actually a Johnny Cash song. And I looked this up. I did a lot of research for your reading, which is why this is going to probably be a long channeled. So the song was actually written by, we don't know, okay? Because apparently Johnny Cash credited June Carter. And I don't know, there's this back and forth, whatever. Johnny Cash was married. I believe he cheated on his first wife with June Carter, who was his future wife, right? I believe they got married. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. But okay, so he credited her, whatever, said she needed the money, right? But then the ex-wife, who believes the ex-wife? She's like, no, blah, blah, blah. And there's also some discrepancy about what the song's about. Okay? Anyway, so that little tidbit there, because I was aware, I'm like, well, didn't Johnny Cash write it? Like, he originally performed it and wrote this song, right? Like, I'm not crazy. So I checked to make sure. And then I came across all that little controversy there. So, I don't know, I can't help but think that there's a little bit of controversy or something. There's like another person. And I do kind of feel that, like this weird, like lurking energy, like someone lurking, or someone thinks there's someone lurking, right? It doesn't necessarily have to really be there. And that kind of brings me to the next thing. So all of that energy, as I was trying to sort through it and feel it out, was making me wonder, like, well, what's going on? Like, is there, what planets I was thinking astrology, right? Like, what planets are in Capricorn? What's happening for Capricorn astrologically right now? Like, I normally don't feel the need to look into that too much because it often comes out in the cards anyway. God, I'm so sorry. So I was thinking about that. And the interesting thing was that I was just kind of telling myself passively that I should look into it, right? I was like, all right, I'm going to do that, whatever. And so I open up my phone, not intending to do this. And I'm scrolling for like 2 seconds on Facebook, okay? I'm in a lot of spiritual, tarot, astrology communities on Facebook. It's the majority of my feed because I really don't care about the other crap that people are posting. Unless it's, okay, I have to take that back because I have a Capricorn who knows that's not true. You know that's not true. So, I mean, most of the people I know, okay? There are a select few people I fangirl for, and I'm there for, and I'm there for it. Okay. Back to the lecture at hand. So this thing pops up, and it's like a November astrological event calendar or something that somebody posted. And I'm like, okay, and I see, and it says Juno enters Capricorn. I was like, oh, Juno enters Capricorn. That's interesting. What is that? So I stopped what I was doing right then, because, you know, that's what I was asking for, right? And I go and I look it up, and I'm researching what it means for Capricorn, or, you know, just in general. And it's all about basically like settling down, figuring out what you want, what you're looking for in a partner, la, 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 right? Well, then I looked a little bit deeper into the astrology, and Juno is not entering Capricorn. That was last year. So someone posted a meme, a picture, or whatever, that was a year old. I don't know where they found it, whatever, but they didn't fact check it, obviously, before they posted it. And then I just happened to stumble upon it and put all that together, which I thought was fascinating because of the sense that I was already getting from the songs and the energy I was channeling. I forgot to tell you about the spirit message. Okay, stop right there and we'll tell you now. So the spirit was like nagging, you know, I could feel it. I can feel when they're there. I've spent my whole life though trying to ignore them and tune them out. So I'm, you know, I won't go into that. Okay, we're going to stay on task. I don't want this to be 2 hours long. So there's just spirit like nagging. I can feel it. But I'm trying to focus. It was hard enough for me to get into, you know, a good state of mind and get MXPX out of my head. So I'm trying to ignore whatever this is nagging at me. And finally I was like, okay, what? And so once again, I don't know, because it wasn't, I don't know how to explain that, but it wasn't like in my focus, right? So it's kind of like off in the periphery. So it's like trying to get a message from, you know, left field or whatever. Anyway, but I did, you know, eventually let it in, and he or she, once again, I usually get it gender, but I think it's just because it wasn't in focus. It wasn't clear. Wanted to talk about settling down, about making choices. I mean, to me, I thought about relationships, but you can translate it however you want. And they were talking about, well, the main focus was that, like, if something doesn't scare you a little bit, then it's not the right choice, right? That's basically it. And then I was like, okay, you know, why are you telling me this? And then, so I got this, then they show me this image, and basically what they're trying to say, I'm trying to sum this up for you as best I can. They're trying to say, and this is just advice, okay, secondhand advice, take it or leave it. They're trying to say that basically that you should be choosing someone who expands your horizons, like, right? Like someone that you can grow with. And if it's not, how do I say that? Like basically if it's not challenging you to grow, then you're settling. Very blunt. I got the word settling. So, which is interesting, right? Because MXPX says he's going to settle down if he meets that special girl soon. Okay, so there's like an emphasis on like special and being discerning, right? Like, I don't know, you're looking for something that's going to challenge you, that's going to help you grow. Take it however you want. That's from someone out there. Someone crossed over, wanted to get that message to someone who's going to watch this reading. Like I said, normally those come to me about someone that I'm connected to, someone I know, or someone I'm about to know. All right. I usually don't get spirit communication from like just anyone unless they have a specific message and they know that I'm going to deliver it. I don't know. I have a pretty good filter. So whatever. That was that. It felt important. You know, I said I would deliver it. So there it is. Okay, so where were we? Now I got off track. Oh, yes. So Juno is not entering Capricorn. It's actually in Pisces, which is fascinating because I'm a Pisces. So I got to reading all of these different things. I went down this like little rabbit hole and it got me thinking. And I mean, your energy was already getting me on the track of like weird, like, I don't know, like illusions, right? And like timeline jumping and just some really strange kind of esoteric type of stuff. And hold on, wait for it. So I was like, well, that's interesting because it's almost like they tricked me into getting a message for me, and in a way. But at the same time, I mean, I don't really know if I'm in that energy of like that settle. I mean, I am in that settle down energy to an extent for sure. Like I'm like, all right, time to establish some like long-term plans and you know, situations, investments, things like this. But in a way, and then it got me thinking about myself, right? In a way, though, I almost feel like, and maybe this is going to resonate with you, maybe it's not, I don't know. I almost feel like the whole pandemic thing almost like stunted us. At least, maybe I'm speaking for myself, but I think I'm speaking for a lot of people when I say that like it almost like stunted us in a way where it's like we were restricted in so many ways, like confined, restricted, and stunted. So I almost feel like a lot of people who were perhaps being pushed into an energy of like, you know, okay, it's time to settle down, it's time to get serious, it's time to do this, do that, were almost like prohibited from moving into that energy because of what was going on in the world. And like I said, maybe you don't feel that way, but like I feel like that was for a lot of people, and for me I definitely feel that way because I was in that mindset. I was like 2 years ago, which is interesting because that wasn't my time according to where Juno is, because Juno's with me now, with Pisces now, and I was in that mindset a couple years ago, and then so many things happened to just screw it up that it's like I'm finally starting to get back into that place now, but not like I was then. So I almost feel like robbed a little bit. But anyway, the point is that last year Juno was in Capricorn, and this year right now Pholos is in Capricorn. And Pholos, if you're into, you know, like phonetics and what have you, I don't know actually what, I mean, I'm going to assume it's like a Greek word, Pholos. Anyway, it has to do a little bit with philosophy. So I looked up what Pholos is about. First of all, Pholos is a centaur who was accidentally, maybe, I guess, killed by Heracles. Okay, this is mythology. So Pholos is a centaur. He and Chiron were both killed by Heracles. Accidentally, I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. But, so Chiron and Pholos are both like asteroids, right? Isn't Chiron an asteroid? I know Pholos, or I know Juno is. So I believe Pholos is an asteroid as well. I don't even know that much. But I was just trying to talk about what this means. Okay, Pholos. So the centaur, Pholos, symbolizes managing states of consciousness between Saturn and Neptune. Now, Saturn is your planet. It's the ruler of Capricorn, Saturn. Neptune is Pisces. So fascinating to me that I'm here a Pisces getting things inadvertently confused a little bit. And now we're talking about Capricorn and Pisces again. So, in this, I wanted to look into this and I didn't. So Pholos, okay. We're talking about Chiron. Okay, Chiron, apparently a small planet. Okay. I thought it was an asteroid. I thought all these were asteroids. I know more about like the astrological symbolism of these things than I do the actual astronomy, which is weird because I did take astronomy in college. Okay, so astronomers don't completely agree on whether Chiron is an asteroid or a comet. Blah, blah, blah. But I want to talk about Pholos. Okay, Chiron's orbit is placed between Saturn and Uranus. Interesting. So we're still talking about Chiron. Kronos. Trying to find, I'm sorry, this is such a disaster. This whole reading's a disaster right now. We're in 30 something minutes. Okay. Okay, Pholos is a key to Neptune. Average distance from the sun, we don't care. Pholos guards the centaur's vines, the wine from these being the actual cause for the battle between Hercules and the centaurs. Okay, I read Heracles earlier. I don't know which it is. Sorry. Pholos becomes embroiled in the battle, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Pholos gives unusual ability in a particular area or unexpected results due to a gift for experiment. Well, that didn't make as much sense as I hoped it would. All right, so what I'm getting, okay, guardian of wine, intoxication, and chaos. Interesting. Chaos. Wine, intoxication. Okay, all of these things could definitely explain my feeling of your energy. But what I got from that was having to do with Neptune, right? And Neptune is all about the dreams. It's about consciousness, like I was saying somewhere in there. So I do think, and I mean, I was just giving this advice like, what, a week ago to a Capricorn specifically. So I'm going to give this advice to all of you specifically. I do think, and definitely, what is going on? Definitely the fact that I had that, that persistent spirit trying to come in and talk to me. The veil is thin. It's, it's Scorpio season. It's November. It is the perfect time if you're inclined to talk to the spirit realm, to explore your dreams. I mean, everything is very easily accessible at this time. My dreams have been off the hook. So I just wanted to talk about that. If you are having weird dreams, if you feel a presence or you feel a nagging, I think that this is a very good time to work with those energies, to attempt to channel, to attempt to contact, your ancestors, what have you. And I also felt there's some weird message here that was trying to come in about that. I'm not going to go into that. About like dreams and your creativity, and I don't know. I feel like, I'm just going to say what I'm thinking, okay? I feel like maybe not your ancestor, but possibly an ancestor might have some sort of creative idea or message if you're a creative person. And like I said, it might not be an ancestor, but someone, all right, I think has something to give you that they want you to use. And it kind of, I felt that, like I said, in the energy there. Like if you don't care about love, and this isn't about love, and you're focused on your career, I know a lot of Capricorns are actually married to work, you know, and that's fine. So if you're not here for love, that's cool. So I do think there's someone trying to get a hold of at least one of you out there to give you some kind of idea, some sort of inspiration, some sort of idea that they want you to use. Maybe it could be a song, so anything, okay? But you have to like tap in, you have to be open to it. I did feel inclined to suggest that you maybe listen to some sort of like shuffled playlist or something. I don't know, you know, whatever you use to listen to music, the radio, and just like maybe try to meditate on that, or take a nap, fall asleep, and everybody's different. So that was one thing that I just wanted to encourage as a suggestion to some of you out there. I do think you should experiment with different ways of tapping in to the spirit realm, to your subconscious, however you feel inclined. Because I feel like it's right there, like it's trying to get you. All right? And I don't know if that's all the channeled I have for you. Give me a minute. I'm going to pause this and we will see. Okay, Cappies, I'm going to lay down your Celtic now. I think I'm done with the channeling. Hopefully I am. It seemed like a lot more of it. Maybe I was talking really fast. I don't know. Okay, so what do we have in the heart of the matter? I'm getting the sense, okay, from the cards that have fallen out and from the 3 spreads I started and didn't finish, I'm getting the sense that you guys are, maybe some of you, are kind of debating whether or not you're ready to move on, whether this be from love or some sort of business failure, I don't know, but you know, something that didn't work out, something that was disappointing, and I feel like you are kind of in this position where you're like, I don't know, is it time for me to move on, start something new? Yeah. Just what I said. And for a lot of you, I think it's love, right? What's the foundation? Because that's exactly what I saw in one of the readings that I scrapped. What's the foundation? Wow. Okay. I got another one here. Page. Yeah. These are coming out a little too much. That's amazing. What's the recent past? And I might give you some insight into what I pulled out, especially if I feel that's way too many cards. 10 of Pentacles in reverse, 8 of Cups. All right. So some of you might be like divorced, potentially. Or just simply have had to walk away from something that you thought was going to be your, you know, happily ever after. You thought you were someone you thought where you were going to marry, perhaps. Recent past. Can I just get one? We don't really want to talk too much about the past, do we? 9 of Cups. Okay. It didn't really come out, but I saw it. And it did come out in a previous spread. 9 of Cups. Which is basically, you know, contentment, emotionally content, but not quite the happily ever after. This Star. Okay, hold on. I'm getting a text message. Sorry, I have to answer this because chaos. Okay. See, I thought for sure this was going to be the deck for you. What's the recent? Yeah, okay. All right. Three of Cups and Judgment. Yeah, see, I feel like for some of you this was like a third-party interference that happened here. What's the current energy? Death. Yeah, that came out in the first reading. What's the near future? Page of Wands. Oh, there's two. Two of Pentacles. Okay. How's Capricorn being seen at this time? Okay. The outside energy. Six of Cups. Nine of Pentacles. Okay. What's the advice? What's the advice? It's just like the deck doesn't want to talk and then it explodes. And I feel like there's something about that in your energy. It's like this silence and then like an explosion. So, I don't know. Some of you might have, okay, the advice is stability and progress. Queen of Pentacles and the Chariot. The Star at the bottom of the deck. Alright, what's the most likely outcome? I am going to clarify. Sorry, you're going to have to watch me shuffle even more in a minute, but I'll run down some of what's going on here. I definitely want to clarify that Death card in your current energy. What is the most likely outcome for Capricorn, please? Whew, Ten of Swords, conclusions. Okay. Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. All right. I don't think that Ten of Swords is bad. It did come out in one of the other readings that I was running for you. And it just made me feel like you were changing your mindset on something or changing your feelings on something. Going into a new cycle. I mean, Death card is similar energy, and it's actually in the same position where the Ten of Swords was before. So, in the heart of the matter, we have the Nine of Wands and the Five of Wands, okay? Neither one of these are great cards. Nine of Wands, on here it says fear, and Five of Wands, chaos. What did I say? Chaos. Again, it's like the third time or something it's come up. I'm feeling what I was feeling from the beginning. The Five of Wands, which to me is... Okay, hold on. Okay. For some of you, there's been drama in the past, all right? And you don't want to engage with that any longer. And you're like, to me, Nine of Wands is like a recovery. It's not fear to me. Nine of Swords maybe. But for some of you, this might be about fear. I don't feel any fear actually in your energy, and I was thinking about that earlier. I don't feel any fear here. I feel very calm. I feel optimistic. I don't feel fear. I feel like empowered and ready to make good decisions. That Billy Joel song that was the very first thing that came in feels very empowered to me. I definitely feel like some of you are standing up for yourself and like laying down the law with something. You're telling somebody like, look, I'm not gonna, care about your opinion anymore. Like, I'm in charge of my life. I'm gonna do what I want with my life. And that might, for some of you, involve love. You might have to stand up for I don't know, something for a decision of someone you want to pursue. I don't know. All right. But let's get back to the cards. I feel like there is a conflict. For most of you, this is internal, where you don't really know if you want to try again. To me, the Nine of Wands says try again. It's a card of perseverance, right? As you get to the Ten of Wands, it's like that's your last shot. That's the one last, like the final leg of the journey before you can finally, let go of some sort of burden that you've been carrying here with the Nine of Wands. And I feel like for a lot of you, this is like a back and forth within yourself. And I got the back and forth here again with the Two of Pentacles. So there we go again. You're debating on whether or not to follow some sort of passion, some sort of opportunity that's coming in, or that's already here. I don't know, because you don't. And there, I guess that's where the fear comes in. There is a hesitancy, perhaps, that you don't know if you can like go through this again, right? I totally get it. It's like, if this is gonna be a repeat of the past here, where I got left out and abandoned or whatever, then I can't. I'm not. But you want to, right? I definitely feel like you want to. And then we have the Temperance card here, which is about healing, okay? So, and this is the crossing energy. So I guess for a small portion of you, this could be about healing a relationship that has already previously existed, where there was drama, where you were freaking beat down, whatever, and maybe there is a healing. Maybe that person is, coming back in, but I don't really feel, I don't know, I don't feel like encouraging you to do that. I feel like telling you to screw that, like in a bad way. For most of you, I think this is very personal energy. This is about you and yourself making the decision about whether or not you're ready. I saw that in another reading that I scrapped for you. Basically, you deciding, like, am I healed enough to embark upon whatever it is that's coming up? And like, this doesn't even have to be love. I'm reading it like love because that's how I'm feeling. I feel love. That's like my favorite thing to feel. So sorry, but it could definitely be work, right? Like, am I ready? Has enough time passed for me to get over my fears? And, like, am I ready to try another business idea, or am I ready to put myself out there to level up in the world, in my career, or am I not, right? But I'm going to read it like love. So try to translate it yourself if you're not looking at love right now. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking here. It's like this internal back and forth, like, I don't know, him and Han, right, debating, like, am I strong enough to do this? Have I healed? Has enough time passed? Okay? Because in the foundation, we have the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles, wherever that is. I mean, all three of these cards speak to me about new love, a new interest, a new passion, a new opportunity to channel your emotions, to channel your passions, to learn something new, expand your horizons, right? Somewhere you can grow. Page of Pentacles to me is an opportunity that you can grow in the real 3D world. There was something about that in your channeled messages. I hate to slide back, but there is something about needing to balance. Two of Pentacles, Temperance are both like balancing. Needing to balance the 3D, like real world, right? Tangible world, and the 5D, like spiritual, emotional, intangible things. For some of you, this could be simply grounding a fantasy in reality, making sure that a fantasy is real. And what I mean by that, and I'm saying that partially because, all right, one second. Partially because I see the Three of Wands here in the past, and I see the Five of Pentacles. So for some of you, okay, like if you're in a long distance relationship, okay, and it's primarily virtual, right? You're FaceTiming, you're whatever, you're on the phone, whatever the case may be, and you're not spending a lot of like concrete, it's not the word I want, but for some reason I'm saying that. You're not spending a lot of physical time together. The feelings, the emotions, the passions can get away from you. So, I mean, by all means, I'm a Pisces. I love that stuff. I love fantasies and emotions and, you know, daydreaming and whatever. But it is important to not let that, you know, take you away, to not get that drowning feeling, right? The, oh my God, I'm drowning. And maybe blowing it up, because we have a page, okay, Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands. This is new, fresh, like baby energy. Okay, maybe not babies, like literally, but it's like new, budding energy. And I'm not trying to like disappoint you or like, you know, bring you down and be like, okay, well, just make sure that, you know, somebody really has feelings for you, whatever. But, you know, do keep that in mind, that you are not putting the cart before the horse with something. Make sure that you're getting some feedback or something from that other person, that you're both heading in the same direction, that you're both on the same page, right? Okay. Because in the past, for some of you, I feel like that is what happened. Like, you really, really wanted something. You're really passionate. King of Wands could have been with a fire sign. Or this just is representing you, right? Like, this is like super passionate, super attracted. But then, you know, it was almost like a waiting for things to happen sort of energy. Three of Wands, like waiting for your ships to come in, and it's just like not coming. Five of Pentacles, feeling, you know, at a lack, at a loss, out in the cold. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here, is like you were waiting for it to come in like a more 3D, solid, grounded, progressing way, and it didn't, right? For some of you, okay? For others of you, I feel like there was maybe a lot of passionate communication, but somebody's insecurities got in the way. And I mean, I don't know. One or both of you shut it down, maybe. It didn't work out. But definitely I feel like there was just kind of like a false start, right? With that Three of Wands. Just kind of like you were waiting and waiting, but nothing came. And the Death card is here. I'm trying to, okay, let's just reel it in. What is the Death card in the current energy for Capricorn, please? Thank you. Okay, we got that card again. Page of Swords. And it kind of came out in reverse. Can I get more on that? Because in the foundation, okay, we have, like, I mean, this is a really good energy in the foundation. Okay. Nine of Swords reverse. Page of Swords reverse. Okay. All right, well, on this particular Death card, we do have the word release. In both of these cards here, can I get any more information on this Death card? Okay, Eight of Cups. Okay. Can I just get one more, though? I'm sorry. Three of Pentacles. Okay. So, all right. I feel like this is you releasing or trying to release, because I do feel like sort of like a reluctance. It's like you want to, but maybe you can't quite let it go. I feel like you want to release that feeling of fear, right? That feeling of some sort of tricky energy. Like I said, if somebody were cheated on, for example, you want to release that. You want to be able to believe that something new, which you have in the foundation, very new, very real. Okay, this is very real because we're reading energy. We're reading energy. And if this person, whoever's coming in or in your life right now, that feels like love, it feels like passion, it feels like someone that you could grow something with, okay? Feels that way. If you really, really think about it, it does. That's not fake. That's not a trick. This is real, or it wouldn't be here in front of my face. You see what I'm saying? But I feel like there's a fear here that you need to release if you want to move forward of I don't know, of like gossip, of what is this Nine of Swords? I mean, I don't know, I'm kind of like almost feeling like something kind of weird here. Like an energy of like temporariness. All right, let's clarify these. What's the Nine of Swords? Okay. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. Exactly. There's like a fear here of something not being real. Like I said, of something not having staying power, right? Once again, Ace of Pentacles, very similar to the Page of Pentacles to me. It's something you can grow. It's grounded. real, has longevity, is long lasting, right? And that the sphere has something to do with like transient energies. Like, I think it goes back to what I just said a little bit ago about like making sure that it's grounded in reality. I mean, it is. And then you have this Three of Pentacles, which I failed to show you. But this is something on a firm foundation. This is literally about being on the same page. Okay, maybe there's a fear that you're not on the same page. Like I said, you got to make sure that you are. I think you are. But there's a fear that you're not. And it's about releasing that fear of like something repeating a cycle. What's the Page of Swords? I'm feeling like some kind of gossip. King of Wands. Yeah. We got the King of Wands in the past. Okay. Okay, if this is like a cheating, if you had a cheating situation in the past, I feel like you're afraid, once again, that this person here is going to cheat on you like the other person did. Or you are actually getting back with somebody from your past and you're worried that it's going to happen again. That's a real grounded fear that I would have as well, because I don't really think people change. Sorry, I don't. I would never take somebody back that cheated. I cannot even imagine doing that. To my knowledge, I've never been cheated on. And I mean, if I have, there's a reason that they didn't let me find out. Like, no, they were done. Not coming back. Not coming back. That's trash. No way. I would not disrespect myself that way. Okay? So, for those of you who have not been cheated on and aren't taking a cheater back, I feel like this is somebody else that you're reflecting back on here in the past, worried about this like new person being like them. For others of you, there is someone else here, and you're worried about them spying on you or finding out or gossiping about the situation. This is weird. I told you there's a lot of scenarios here, and now they're kind of coming together here. Give me more information about that. I definitely do feel like this weird spying energy, like of someone like, yeah, Five of Wands. There's an issue with some kind of competition or drama that you're worried about. And I mean, the basic message is to release that. The message is to release that, is to Three of Pentacles, start at the base, start at the root. Make sure your foundation is solid with your person or your situation, whatever. Make sure it's solid in the beginning, and nothing can rock that. Nothing can rock. When you found, okay, if we're talking about a relationship, which I'm good at talking about, not so much other things like, you know, whatever. I don't really care about a lot of other things. I don't take a lot of things too seriously, but I do take relationships seriously. I do take, you know, the very few people that I give it big shit about seriously. And once you establish that understanding, once you're on the same page with someone and you are, I don't know, you gotta have communication too, Cap. I'm just gonna say that. I know a lot of you are not, you know, men or women of many words, right? You can be reserved. So it is requiring communication. But anyway, let's put that aside for a minute. But yeah, once you got like a real thing going with somebody, like outsiders can't rock that. So if that's what you're worried about, which I feel like for a lot of you it is, there's somebody like you're worried about. Okay, the Sun. It could be Yeah, okay, there's some kind of caution here about being judged maybe by somebody else. I don't know. I don't want to dwell on this too much because I feel like it's very specific. And for some of you it's different for others than others of you, right? But basically, sorry, I'm dropping cards. Basically, this throws me back to the very first song I got, right? I don't care what you say anymore. This is my life. Go ahead with your own life. Leave me alone. Okay? And I feel like that's the attitude you probably need to embody right now. It's like not to worry about the drama, not to worry about the gossip, not to worry about someone, solid. If you feel like you can trust someone, the emotions are there, the passion's there, right? It's a new beginning. And it's solid. And it's, let me let you in on the secret. It's solid. It's real. The emotions and the passion are there with this opportunity, whatever it may be. Don't give a shit about what other people are saying about it. Don't worry yourself with, I don't know who this King of Wands is, but don't be torn about it because of what kind of drama or, outside opinions might come in. Or maybe it's just like you're worried about, okay, that kind of just occurred to me. Maybe you're worried about somebody spoiling it before it starts or something like that. Nine of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, like maybe you're worried like that you're going to lose it before you can get it. Like, does that make sense? Before you can get like established, right? Well, let's move forward. Invention and balance is in your near future. Page of Wands. Once again, I kind of see this as the same, like Two of Pentacles. Kind of going back and forth. Tempering your passions, perhaps. Being torn about whether or not you want to follow them. That's basically exactly what I'm feeling here. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. It's just more of the same that we're seeing in the center. Two of Pentacles. We're juggling. I don't know. What do I do? Meanwhile, you have the Page of Wands, which is, I guess, what you're juggling, right? And like I said, for some of you, it might be tempering your passion. Maybe you do want to go slow. I did get the Knight of Pentacles. Not in this reading. In the one I scrapped, which is being, cautious progress, cautious movement forward. It's being, kind of slow and methodical. I do feel that off of you here. For some of you, I feel like you're just kind of like not moving much at all. But I feel like with the Two of Pentacles and the Page of Wands here, you're tempering your passions. You don't want to get ahead of yourself. You don't want to put the horse before the cart, like I said. You're trying to take things slow, but at the same time, it could be just a little bit of like indecision on your part, and it might come off as indecision for like, if you're dealing with another person, and they might view you as indecisive or not interested even. Just putting that out there because I've dealt with that situation before where someone was very slow and methodical and careful and whatever, and I was just kind of like, okay, like, I don't know. So I'm just putting that out there. because it felt right. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with being cautious. There's nothing wrong with taking your time. So don't let me shame you for it. But that communication, especially if you're dealing in a long distance situation, 3 of Wands. I feel like that's the past, but still, if you are repeating that scenario, because I feel like you're very afraid of repeating something here, which is why you're cautious. Communication. Okay? It's my best advice. Let me get one more. Let me just complicate it some more. Knight of Swords. Yeah. It's like you're afraid of rushing into you're afraid of looking stupid. You're afraid of rushing in too fast. You want to make sure you have your wits about you. I get it. Okay. Let's clarify how Capricorn is being seen at this time. Clarify this Strength card. 5 of Swords. All right. Real talk, Capricorn. Some of you, we do have the Strength card for how you're being perceived, which is, it has bravery on it. Okay, maybe you are being perceived as brave, but what I was feeling off of it was a restrained energy, like a reserved energy, and that's kind of why I said what I said about that disinterested sort of vibe. And then the 5 of Swords is clarifying this, which is like selfish and maybe manipulative, like playing mind games. You might be coming off as if you're like playing mind games, or like you're not honest or something. Okay, hold on. Give me another 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Four of Cups. Yeah, I feel like someone thinks you're not interested in them. If you are, like I said, flip this around. If this isn't you and it's somebody else, flip it around, of course. But if you are kind of holding yourself back, restraining yourself with the Strength card, you're coming off a little selfish. Somebody feels neglected. Sorry. But that's how you're being perceived by some kind of outside energy. 7 of Cups. There's that chick magnet energy. Okay. For some of you, this person thinks that you have a lot of options and that you're like a player, or whatever word you want to use for that. And for others of you, you're confusing. This person's like confused because they feel like you're playing mind games, or, you know, like that you're just not interested, like you don't really see them because I think you're playing it too cool. I don't think that's how you really feel, because I have the 6 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles in the outside energy. So whoever you're dealing with, who's viewing you this way, okay, is somebody who actually makes you feel very comforted, makes you feel at home, makes you feel nostalgic. 6 of Cups, I always say it, 6 of Cups is my favorite love card because it's a card of, you know, innocence and playfulness and, you know, kind of like that fresh, new, like, take on the world together kind of, you know, just that feeling that you get with somebody when you can just really like have fun and not feel, I don't know, so bogged down by like adulthood and responsibility and insecurity and things like this. And I feel like whoever this is, I think you're very attracted to them. And I feel like they make you feel that feeling that I can't really describe. It's like Christmas. It's like cozy, right? I mean, and sexy too, don't get me wrong. Nine of Pentacles is a very sexy energy. Somebody who's independent. Yeah, I think they have like a really youthful, like fun vibe to them. I do think it could be a past life soulmate for sure. When I see the Six of Cups, like this could be a soulmate, like somebody you feel like you've known all your life, right? Like somebody who you just feel really tied to from like day one, sort of like that. Or for others of you, it just could be somebody that you've known from your childhood. Like I said, somebody independent, somebody who doesn't need you. Interesting. But I would be careful with that if you are, like I said, going back to this like strength energy, this like, you know, reserved, restraining yourself energy, this kind of like playing the game. I'd be very careful with that with somebody like this, because this reminds me of myself. And I know me. And I don't need you. So this kind of like mind game, you know, playing the game of chess, sort of, you know, whatever it is, it could be totally pure intentions. It doesn't have to be, you know, malicious. But this sort of energy, this like holding back, you know, like waiting. Oh, has it been 2 days? I can't text back unless I wait such and such. That's all mind games. And any intuitive person, or even just, they don't even have to be intuitive, just a normal person who's good on their own and happy on their own or whatever, is gonna like think that's childish and not be into it. And they are gonna think like, okay, well, you're not interested, like have fun with all your other options, right? Have fun with your confusion. I'm just saying, that's like a warning for some of you. I mean, I know a lot of people do this shit nowadays, and I mean, it's garbage. And anyone who falls for it, honestly, like, they're not really going to be like a quality person. I mean, anyone who like buys, you know, who's reeled in by that stuff, has got to be like really insecure. I'm sorry. No offense to you if you've fallen for it or whatever, but straight up, if you do, you're insecure, you don't have the right amount of self-worth and love for yourself, respect for yourself, don't fall into that. And don't play those games, okay? Like I said, maybe this isn't you. Maybe this is all reversed. Please do that if that's what's necessary, because we do have the Ten of Swords in the outcome, which, I mean, for some of you, worst case scenario, you're going to manifest your fear here of like something being over before it started. You might manifest that. And I don't think you're going to be happy about it. Okay. Clarify the advice. Let me give you like one more card here on the advice. I mean, the advice here is beautiful. You need to overcome the Chariot. Yeah, Page of Pentacles, which is what's in your foundation. Your advice is to pull yourself out of the hole you're in, whatever it is for you, okay? Remember, And if you're out of the hole, great. Remember that you're out of the hole. Check yourself. Remember that you're out of the hole and that you're good now. This, whatever garbage you've gone through in the past is over. Remember that you are the chariot. You are the victor. You're the overcomer, right? And Queen of Pentacles. That's a Capricorn card. You are able now to focus on what matters to you. You're able now to drive toward what fulfills you, right? You know what you want, right? You have some idea of what you want. You have some idea of what's important. And your advice is to charge toward that on your little chariot. And remember how far you've come to get where you are, and not to be sucked down into this energy of Five of Wands, drama, Five of Pentacles, Five of Swords. I mean, Nine of Swords, you know. It's just not, you got to get out of that head space. Page of Pentacles. Take the opportunity. That's your advice. The Fool. See what I said? See what I said? I said originally that the Ten of Swords, the outcome, might just be a change in your mindset. Could just be putting something shitty to rest, right? It's exactly the sense I got off of it. The card says conclusions. You are drawing a conclusion to a part of your life that was unpleasant. A part of your life that you had to heal from. All right? Probably drama, probably some feelings of insecurity, of being abandoned, of having, miscommunications, drama, spying, blah, blah, gossip, all that garbage, so garbage. But I feel like it's over. You have the Death card there as well. Like, this is transformation. It's a new life. It's being reborn. The Fool is a brand new goddamn cycle of life. Ten of Swords is an ending, and it's a bad one. It's a rising above all of this, whatever this was before, because you have a new beginning in love. You have a new beginning in your passions, whatever the case may be for you. It doesn't have to be love, but it's something that gets your emotions going. It's something that gets your passions going, and there's something, really piquing your curiosity. There's a real opportunity to grow here. And that's exactly what that message that was coming through was telling me to tell you, is to take the opportunity where you can grow, where you can expand, where you're going to, start that new, I'm going to get choked up, Capricorn. I can't even talk. Ten of Pentacles. I mean, exactly. Ten of Pentacles is your be-all, end-all. It's your happily ever after. It's your, justice. You're owed this. You're owed this. And you have healed. That's like, I've seen the Four of Swords so many times here. Yes. Make the decision that you are healed and that you are ready and that you deserve happiness. You deserve this Ten of Pentacles. You deserve that, that happily ever after. I know it sounds cheesy, whatever, but believe that you deserve it. Believe that you can have it in the real world. It's not a mirage. It's not fake. It's not whatever this was in the past. And like I said, if you communicate and you establish a firm foundation with somebody, no one can fuck with that. No one can fuck with that. Period. So I would put all of that out of your mind. All right. I feel like I need to get you an oracle. Oh, you know what? I did get you oracles. I totally forgot. Let's just leave that. Okay. I did get you oracles. I forgot what they were. Okay. Okay, where's the book? Oh, I'm so stupid. I have the book in my hand. I keep doing that. I did that like yesterday. I was like, where's my phone? And I literally had it in my hand. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but there's always a reason for everything. I don't always know what they are. Okay, so this card, why am I not showing it to you? Okay, it is number 46. It's about connections, putting the pieces together, coming to conclusions. Conclusions. To the question of your life, you are the answer. And to the problems of your life, you are the solution. Joe Cordair. Okay, a young woman sits, can you see? Sits on a bridge, a physical and metaphysical connecting point between here and there. I can't read now. I don't know what happened to me. I just got like hit with some like weird like giggle juice or something. Okay, so a physical and metaphysical connecting point between here and there. Yes, there's something about that. It's something about bringing together like the 3D and the 5D. I don't know what that means, but pay attention to your dreams or something, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know how to advise you on that, but it's something about bringing the two together. Her identity is initially concealed not only to us, but also to herself. She is, in essence, finding her true self. She reaches out to gather pieces of a puzzle, and with each one finds clues and discovers more about herself. Each of us attempts to make sense of our place as we search for connections and relationships with others. Gradually, despite failures and experimentation along the way, an image starts to take form. Increasing clarity manifests itself from the initial confusion. The process is self-reinforcing and often becomes easier and accelerates as more pieces are added, each finding their corresponding place. Eventually, a point is reached where everything comes into focus and starts to make sense. Does it? I don't know. I came in here feeling like everything was complete chaos. I do feel like this makes more sense now, Capricorn. I feel like this is the task at hand, though, for you, is trying to figure out how it all fits together. I feel there's some sort of weird mystery here, okay? I don't know what it is. But there's definitely something to be figured out here. And I think ultimately that's just about like kind of reinventing yourself and realizing that you can reinvent yourself and realizing that you can decide that you're going to live your own life and you're going to live it your way, and it doesn't have to have anything to do with the past. It can be a whole new life if you want it. Okay? I'm going to leave it there. This has been really long, and I hope it made more sense to you than it did to me along the way. And I hope it helps you. I'll see you next time.